Welcome back to my channel, my dear friends, and welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. One big happy family. Thank you so much for your love and support, your beautiful comments, your suggestions, your opinions. Not so much for the criticism. There's still some of them here and there, which I have blocked a few again this week. There's no need to be nasty. There's no need to be unkind. If you don't like something, move on to something else or to another channel or to another pattern, as you wish. Nobody's perfect. We're far from being perfect. God couldn't please everybody. I can't either. Okay, 4-ply 100% cut thread is most of the time that I use for my patterns. These are Portugal brands. 2.75 hook, a small scissor to cut the loose ends, of course, and a small hook to tuck in the loose ends. I'd like to mention I do have a private crochet group. You're more than welcome to join as long as you have a profile pic. I also have TikTok and Instagram. All these links will be listed below in the description box. All the measurements, the sizes, the hook size in the description box. I also would like to thank the women that came through helping others in need of thread by donating to my PayPal account. Thank you so much. Nancy McDonald, thank you so much for your donation. I love you so much. You're one special gal in my heart. Let me tell you that. God bless all of yous, and let's keep crocheting. Let's keep creating these beautiful pieces, okay? So also inside the description box, there's a 2-minute link video to how to slow down the video, or by touching your screen and you can zoom it in, just touch and bring out the picture. You can see the stitches more clearly, okay? Okay, if I forget anything, I'll let you know during the video. Thank you again, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It's free of charge. We go a long way in many hours, dedication hours, like there's no tomorrow, to bring these patterns for you guys. I don't speak just for myself, but for many other creators, designers. It's the only way we can keep going with these videos, by having your subscriptions. It costs you nothing. And also by giving thumbs up, it helps to circulate, have YouTube to recognize that it's an important channel. They circulate worldwide, get more people to join the channel. It's the only way we can continue this way, okay? So kindly thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell notification to be notified. And if possible, see the 2-second commercial. If it's long, you can cut through halfway, but at least watch a bit. It helps also the video. That's, that's them with the commercial stuff. I have no control of it, but it does help the channel, okay? Thank you, everyone. Let's get started. Okay, everyone. So I'm going to create a flower, 3D flower that I have created at the beginning of my channel. But because of the app that I used then and didn't have any experience how to, bring it out big and things like that, it's a little bit difficult to understand the creation of that flower. So I'm going to recreate it today because I don't know if some of you remember, just a few days ago, I had created a tutorial for this pineapple centerpiece, and I had mentioned to you guys, stay tuned because I'm going to create something with it. So I am going to create flowers to put in between the pineapples with some leaves, and I think you'll absolutely love it. It's very similar to one that I had created also at the beginning of my channel, with pineapples much bigger than this, and of course a different stitch, but pineapple itself. So I will also leave the link below in the flower if you want to create this specific pattern. I'll be using the white and the yellow and green for the leaves. Now, the tutorial for the leaves I already have, but I will explain to you as I go when I'm doing the tutorial for the adding the flowers to that pineapple pattern, okay? So we're going to get started. I'm going to use, these are 4-ply 100% cotton thread, similar to Aunt Lydia 100% cotton thread also. My thread's a little bit thinner, so my pieces become a little bit smaller. 2.75 hook, a small scissor, of course, and a small hook to tuck in loose ends. Let's get started. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and give a thumbs up on the video. Of course, it's extremely important, and I thank you for all your loving support. God bless you, and we're going to get started. So the first thing I'm going to do, hopefully without knocking this camera out, is the magic circle. Now, if you have a hard time with it, you can do a 5 to 6 chain depending on your tension. I'm going to secure that with a slip stitch. I'm going to come back in and do a single and 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. I'm going to continue to create double crochets inside of the circle. I'll have a total of 16 double crochets. This is a beautiful flower. I'm sure that some of you that follow me will recognize it. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Whoops, like I said, I hope I don't knock this camera down. Okay, so I've done my 16 double crochets. Got to make sure you have your 16. Just going to pull on that magic circle. And I'm going to cut my thread. So what you want to do if you're creating, whatever you're creating for that matter, or for that specific table centerpiece that I'm going to create a tutorial right after this, I like to prepare my flowers before. So you can do, because I'm using the 2 colors, I'll be doing like 8 of these round motifs here, the foundation of the flower. Okay, so it makes it easier to just continue from there on when you're grabbing your thread and follow through. I think it's easier and faster. So we hide the middle piece if you did the magic circle in between the stitches here in the center. It's a good secure way for it not to come apart. So just go through it a few times. And that's not going to go anywhere. Okay, so on to the next one. I'm going to do the slip stitch dot. You can start pretty much anywhere on this little ring. And I'm going to do a single, maybe. My stitch is always so tight, I never learned my lesson. Okay, so I've done my single. I'm trying to hide this thread as I go. I'm going to do 1, 2 for double crochet. And then 6 more chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 chain. I'll cut that thread after. I'm going to count from the first one here. 1, 2, on my third one, I'm going to do a sideways double crochet. So I have this little loop on here, coming into the same space as we started the first double crochet and did a double crochet. So we'll be working on here and also on that round loop that we have. Skip a stitch, go into the next one. Do your double crochet and 6 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to come where we did close that double crochet and do a sideways double crochet. So creating my second little loop there. Coming back in, double crochet. So now I have 2 loops. I should have 8 at the end when I complete this row. Again, skip a stitch into the next one, double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain. Coming in where we've closed up that double crochet and doing a sideways double crochet. Coming back into the same stitch as our double crochet and doing a double crochet. So now I have 3 loops already. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I'm on my last one. We have the 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to hook it right here at the edge with a slip stitch. Okay, we're going to be working first, always before we work the flower, in the sideways double crochet. So I'm going to come in the sideways double crochet and I'm going to bend that little loop back there so it does not get stuck as we're creating in there. So you need to pull it with your finger, with your nail. I mean, thank God for long nails at times. So I'm going to do a single 1 chain. I'm going to continue to work inside of this middle sideways double crochet, 5 double crochets. So I've done 2. That's not counting with the single and 1 chain. 2, 3, 4. Make sure you hold that loop with your finger back here. I have pulled it all the way down. And 5 double crochets. Okay, now I can pull a little loop because we'll be working on that too. Now I'm going to work on this double crochet. So we've created a V and we'll be working on these V's. I'm going to come in that V, bend your flower, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets coming down. So I've done my 3 double crochets. I'm going to turn my flower again. Make sure that you grab this back loop out of the way. Okay, now we're going to work on that one coming up. And we're going to do 3 double crochets also. Now, so of course, at the beginning, it's a little bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, you'll do this like nothing. So I've done my 3 double crochets going up also. And I'm going to work on that back loop that we tried hiding it. I hope I didn't hit it back here. Okay. So now we're going to create 6, actually. Okay, so grab that back loop. I'm going to create 6 double crochets now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3 chain. I'm going to do my picot with slip stitch. I don't want a gap in between. And I'm going to create 6 more double crochets inside of the same loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Of course, it's all squashed now, but once they are put together, it just makes a beautiful little flower. Now, I'm going to come in between this double crochet and the other, and I'm going to do a single just to attach that petal in between. Once we complete it, then we can fix the flower. Again, we're going to work, oh my God, I got, what do you call it? It's so cold here today, freezing cold, windy, and rain, and I had to start the fireplace to warm up the house a bit. So I got charcoal, I got all kinds of things on my finger, and didn't even realize that. Okay, so I'm going to come in the middle again and holding my loop back there and creating a single and one chain again. And I'm going to create 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now we're going to work on this one coming down and then the other one going up. 3 double crochet. Make sure you move that loop away from there so you don't get it stuck. So I'm coming down on that V, 1, 2, and 3. Turning again, and I'm going to come into the other double crochet, the other V coming up. So 1, 2, and 3 double crochet. So I'm going to turn it to the front and grabbing that back loop, and I'm going to do 6 double crochet. Now you want to make sure you don't have too much of a loosage there because you don't want the flower to be too separated. So 6 double crochets up, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to close it with slip stitch my picot. Come back in and 6 double crochets again. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now you have your second flower and your petal created. Okay, again coming in between the 2 double crochets there, the 2 V's with a single, and we're going to proceed the same way in that middle sideways double crochet, single, 1 chain, and your 5 double crochets again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make sure you pull that loop back there, hold it with your finger. Coming on the sideways double crochet, V coming down, and do 3. 1, 2, and 3. Again, going to work on that one coming up. 1, 2, and 3. So I worked the 3 going up. I'm going to work on that back loop. Don't want to loosen too much my thread because I want them to connect well together. So doing my 6 double crochets. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3 chain. Doing my picot, closing in with slip stitch. And 6 double crochets again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Coming in between this one and this one with single, secure that petal, that flower, okay? And this is pretty much what it's going to look like. Of course, once you finish and fix it, it will be all nice and beautiful. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end once I've completed my 8. Okay, everyone, so basically, I'm on the last one. I'm going to come and hook it in between those 2 double crochets with a single. Okay, now I need to get into the center, into the middle of between the 6 double crochets. Okay, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 chain just to get to the middle, not because we need it. Okay, and coming in the center of those 6 double crochets into the bottom, and I'm going to do a single. Okay, now I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain. If you have a very loose tension, then you can do a 5 chain. Coming in between the 6 again, into the bottom here, bending my leaf of the petal. Okay, so we're going to create 8 loops of this chain. Okay, like I said, if you feel that 5 is enough, I'm going to try. I have 6. Let me see with 5. We don't want it to be pulling. So, single, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let me try with 5. As long as it doesn't pull on the flower, we're good to go. Let me see again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Into the center of that petal where we have between the 2 groups of 6 double crochets. Okay, so it doesn't look too bad. I'm not tightening it, I'm loosening it up a bit. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come in between and single. So we're going to have these loops so we can work the leaves back here, okay? And I was planning to do different type of leaves, but I'm not. I'm going to just attach them on here with the green. I'll meet you at the end. So I've done my last 5. I'm coming where I started that first 5 chain. Okay, remember what I said, those 3 chains was only to get to the center of that. I'm going to cut my thread, and I'm going to tuck in very well my loose ends to make sure that it doesn't come apart, okay? And I'm going to come in now with the green to do my leaves. So I'm going to use this multicolored green, and it's number 40 color, okay? So I'm going to do the slip stitch knot. I'm going to work on those 5 chain loops and doing a single and 1 chain. Now, I'm going to do 3 double crochets. That's not included with the single and the 1 chain. So if you want to include that, that means 4. 1, 2, 3 chain. Coming in, closing it with single this time because I'm going to need this, or you can close it with slip stitch if you don't want it to have this gap. I'm going to need that to attach it to my pattern. So, and of course you use this flower for anything. I usually glue everything on, but this one will be attached as I go on this last row to my pattern. 2, 3, 1 chain. Coming in, single. Going into the next loop, a 5 chain, single, 1 chain. Doing 3 double crochets. So basically almost like total of 4. 1, 2, 3 chain. Closing in, single. Again, 1, 2, 3, 1 chain, and single. So I have my 2 petals on there already. And just to repeat now, into the next one, single, 1 chain, 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. 3 chain, single. We're closing out with single. 1, 2, 3. 1 chain into the same stitch, single. Okay, so how I'm going to do this, whoops, almost knocked my light. I'm telling you, I keep knocking everything here. It's very small space to work with. So I'm going to block my pattern first to make sure it's nice and stretched out before I add these leaves onto it. Okay, so I will be placing them in a position where I can. So I'm going to do a couple more and come back to you and show you. Okay, everybody, so I did a few more. I left the last one because I need to do that in the next tutorial for the adding patterns here. So we have 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So that means I would place, as I'm doing the leaf, maybe get it a little bit further down so you guys can see. Of course, my pattern will be stretched. It will be a different look once it's stretched. So 1, 2, 3, let's say, after I block it, but I'm sure that's what it's going to be. And then I'm going to skip 2 spaces and hook on this one here. And again, skip 2 spaces and hook this one in here. So I'll be having it hooked in 4 places. 2 here, skip 2 motifs here, and onto the 3rd one. And of course, I'll have the 4 lined out over here. See if I can pull even more up. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So as I'm going, where we do the peacock, that's where we're hooking. 1, 2, and then skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd one. Okay, and then we'll have the 4 leaves here, and this is how it's going to look. Thank you so much for being here. Stay tuned for the next tutorial coming up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can put a little bead, a little pearl of your color. I don't have any with me here. I'm out of my island presently at relatives due to health issues. And so since I don't have any pearls, I'm just going to leave it as it is. It's something that it could always be added on later on, you know, putting the bead through a string and tying it very well in the back, a few knots, and we're good to go. But you can do that or leave it as it is also. So thank you so much, everybody. I will see you in the next tutorial. God bless you. I send you much love, peace, hugs, and lots of prayers. And please pray for my family. They're in desperate need of it. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Before I forget, this is the Harmony flower. A lot of you that follow me know the Harmony flower. I had done a table runner with the Harmony flower, which is the Harmony table runner, which I'll probably link the link below in this flower tutorial and also on the pattern once I'm done, in case you're interested to create the Harmony table runner. Okay?